Hi everyone. Let's go ahead and finish up section 1 of chapter 20 here. So the last video we were just looking at the arteries, the veins, the capillaries, the different types that we have. What this is going in and looking at is the different types of pathways that we have for blood vessels. So this is what we know of as far as a pathway for blood vessels, right? This is this simple pathway. This is the one where, hey, the heart is carrying the blood through arteries, and then it's going to carry it from the arterioles, and it's going to feed the blood into the capillaries, and then it's going to drain into the venules, and then eventually it's going to drain into the veins to go back to the heart. That's the simple pathway. It's the most common route. That's where most blood is going to flow through to be able to deliver blood to the different organs. But we do have some alternative pathways that are going to occur in the body right here, as you can see. So let's take a look at them. Let's look at all of these things called anastomoses. An anastomoses is just a joining of blood vessels. So let's take a look at how it's going to be a couple of these similar blood vessels that are converging or diverging. Let's take a look at the arterial anastomoses, and this is arterial joining. So it's going to be where you have, here's little circulation, but look, you have two arterioles that are coming together and joining, and then they are going to empty into a capillary bed and drain into one single vein. So that's going to be an arterial anastomosis. Anastomosis, singular, anastomoses is going to be plural. But you see this in, I think there's some examples in the abdominal, some of the abdominal blood vessels. I'm trying to think if we go through any specific ones. I don't think so. The book talks about like the epigastric, but we don't cover epigastric in lab. So there is that one. Let's take a look at the venous anastomoses, and this is telling you the joining of which vessels, right? So with the venous anastomoses, let's take a look. Here goes the blood. It's going through. There's the arterial. It's going into the capillaries. But look, it splits, and it is going to, two or more veins are going to drain the same body region right here. You guys will actually see this in lab where you have the cephalic and basilic. So just look for those whenever you go through the veins and identifying the veins and how they kind of form this neat little venous anastomosis. And then you have something called the arteriovenous anastomosis. So this is telling you that you're going to have an artery and a vein. And here it is. Look at that. It is going to basically be a shunt right around a capillary bed. So it is going to shunt right over and go and drain right into a venule and completely skip a capillary bed. These are going to be really important during hypothermia. So that's going to be an example of the arteriovenous anastomosis. And then the last alternative pathway they've actually seen before. This is called a portal system. And if that doesn't ring a bell, we looked at this in the endocrine system with the hypothalamus and the anterior pituitary, how they had that nice little portal system with a couple of different capillary beds, and that's exactly what a portal system is. It's where you have blood flowing through two capillary beds in a sequence, and they're going to be separated by a portal vein. Look at it all the way at the bottom down here. So you still have the arterial, and it goes in and diverts blood or conducts blood to this first capillary bed, and then it shuttles into a portal vein. This portal vein is basically a connection between two capillary beds right here. So there's the other capillary bed, and then that capillary bed is going to drain into a venule, into a vein. So there's this example with a hypothalamus, anterior pituitary, that hypothalamo-hypophyseal portal system. And you will actually take a look at this at the very end of the chapter, and we'll take a look at the hepatic portal system as well. So that concludes our very first section of the chapter. The next section is chapter 2, and we're actually not going to cover the section as an individual section. I'm actually going to talk about it inside of another section. It's taking a look at blood flow velocity and cross-sectional area. So I'll take a look at that more when we actually get into blood flow, blood pressure, and resistance. So the next video that you'll be watching is actually over section 3 in the book, and that is looking at what exactly is happening in the capillaries and how are we moving these different gases and all these different substances out of the capillaries. So until next time.